Hey everyone, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So in today's video, we have some good news for all beneficiaries of Social Security, whether you're a retiree on SSI or SSDI, as we're going to be going over an update on the next increase that will be taking place. Plus, we also have some good news for all beneficiaries of SSI as well, as we actually have some new updates on the rules, which could result in some immediate increases for everyone on SSI benefits. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock or $200 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock is just sell it for what it's worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our first story of today's video, and this involves SSI. And well, recently the Social Security Administration changed some rules around receiving SSI benefits and what kind of support that you actually have to report that you're receiving, things like that. And usually if you receive some type of support, whether that be like rental assistance, whether that be food or anything like that, you have to report that. And because you're receiving those items, therefore you're going to be receiving less in SSI benefits. Well, recently they updated some of the things that you have to report and some of the things that you don't have to report. And because of these changes, it's going to result in a lot of beneficiaries of SSI to receive increased payments. So we're going to be covering this story, what all is going to be changed and things like that. So according to CNBC, Social Security Administration changes rules on rental food assistance to expand access for low-income households. So the Social Security Administration is set to implement new rules to make it easier for beneficiaries to access certain benefits and increase the payments some may receive. The new changes affect Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, which provides more than 7 million Americans with monthly benefit checks. Those benefits are for seniors ages 65 and up, or adults and children who are disabled or blind and who have little or no income or resources. So the agency on Thursday announced a new rule to expand the definition of a public assistance household. Now, households that receive Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, payments and those where not all members receive public assistance will be included. With the change, more people may qualify for SSI, current beneficiaries may see higher payments, and individuals who live in public assistance households may have fewer reporting requirements, according to the Social Security Administration. The previous policy required all household members to receive public assistance, and a public assistance household will be defined as one with both an SSI applicant or beneficiary, as well as at least one other member who receives one or more forms of means-tested public income maintenance payments. Now, at the moment, almost 304,000 of SSI's total 7.5 million beneficiaries were living in a public assistance household as of January 2023, according to the Social Security Administration. The implementation of the rule may allow approximately 277,000 federal SSI recipients, about 4% of all beneficiaries, to receive an increase in monthly payments as of fiscal year 2033. The agency estimates an additional 109,000 individuals, a 1% increase, may become eligible for federal SSI payments who would not otherwise have been under current rules. Now, along with that, there's also going to be some other rule changes that are going to help out certain beneficiaries of SSI. So the Social Security Administration is also working to address outdated practices through two other rules that are set to go into effect on September 30th of this year. One of those changes will expand the SSI rental subsidy policy to make it less likely that renting at a discounted rate or other rental assistance will affect a beneficiary's SSI eligibility or monthly payment amount. That policy, which was already available in 7 states, will apply on a national basis. Another change will make it to the SSA will no longer count food assistance towards support beneficiaries receive from other parties that may reduce their SSI benefit amount. So right now, if you're receiving some type of food assistance, Before, that would have discounted what you would receive for your SSI benefit, but moving forward, starting on September 30th of this year, that is no longer going to affect what you receive as far as your SSI payments go. So obviously that's some pretty good news there. Now, in addition to that, they say that when change is going to affect this fall, SSI beneficiaries should notice that they have less paperwork to fill out, which is obviously a pretty good thing there as well. And along with that, they should also receive more accurate monthly payments and are faced with fewer administrative burdens. So all around, pretty good news there. Leave your thoughts and comments below about these changes. Do you like them? Would you like to see some other changes implemented along with that? Leave your thoughts and comments below. Now, on top of that, recently this week, we had the new inflation data come out, the consumer price index data showing how inflation is going. Is it going down? Is it going up? Is it staying about the same? And the news was kind of moderate, not necessarily great news, not necessarily bad news either. But according to CNBC, CPI report shows inflation easing in April, with consumer prices still rising at 3.4% from a year ago. So we're going to go ahead and dive into the data right now. So once again, according to CNBC, inflation eased slightly in April, providing at least a bit of relief for consumers while still holding above levels that would suggest a cut in interest rates is imminent. The Consumer Price Index, a broad measure of how much goods and services cost at the cash register, increased by 0.3% from March. The Labor Department's Bureau of Labor Statistics reported on Wednesday that was slightly below the Dow Jones estimate for 0.4%. On a 12-month basis, however, the CPI increased by 3.4% in line with expectations. Including food and energy, the key's core inflation reading came in at 0.3% monthly and 3.6% on an annual basis. The core 12-month inflation reading was the lowest since April of 2021, while the monthly increase was the smallest since December. And then along with that, of course, we had the update as far as the 2025 cost of living adjustment, or COLA for short, for all Social Security beneficiaries, whether you're a retiree, whether you receive SSI benefits, or whether you receive SSDI benefits. So as far as the newest update from the Senior Citizens League, we're going to go ahead and go over their press briefing from May 15th, So they say that the April CPIW, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, came in at 3.4%. That's slightly lower than the inflation trends indicated last month based on February's CPIW data. Based on this trend, the Senior Citizens League is adjusting the long-term forecast COLA to 2.66% in 2025. And they also go on to say that estimates may change monthly, relying on the latest CPI data. The final COLA for 2025 may differ from these estimates because it's computed based on the average inflation rate during the third quarter, which of course is July, August, and September. So we're going to be comparing basically the data of inflation of the CPIW from July, August, and September, which we're going to receive in August, September, and October because they're just a 1 month delay. We're going to be comparing the data from this year, the third quarter, to the same data of last year, July, August, and September of last year, 2023. And whatever it increases by is going to be the 2025 cost of living adjustment. So if it goes up by 2%, it's going to be a 2% COLA. If it goes up by 3%, it's going to be a 3% COLA. And if it's 0% or negative, you're not going to receive a negative cost of living adjustment. Your benefit is going to stay exactly the same. Now, as far as whether this is good news or bad news, obviously it's good news if we do see a cost of living adjustment of 2.6%. Obviously, we're keeping up with inflation, but at the same time, we're seeing that inflation is going up by right around 3.5%, 3.6%. And again, we know that the Federal Reserve wants to have inflation at 2%. So basically, we're almost doubling the amount of inflation of what we would normally expect. And, it doesn't seem to really be getting any better. Prices are still going up by much higher than what they should be. Again, prices we would normally expect to go up by around 2% per year. That's the target. And right now they're going up by 3.5%. So we're still a good bit higher than what we would like to see. So that's pretty much the bad news there, is that inflation is still not at that target rate of 2%. But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.